Join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. First thing on our agenda is to approve the minutes of Monday, April 6, 2026, as written.
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Steve?
Yeah, McCurry moved. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Passes 4-0. We have a miscellaneous motion. I'd entertain a motion to approve the Coffee County payroll notice for Sarah Birch, janitorial/maintenance custodian. Step change for completion of probationary period / job performance. Wage classification from 20-2 to 20-3. Wage $18.90 to $19.37, effective April 10th, 2026.
I'll move.
I'll second. Thompson moved, Parker seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0. We have some, oh my gosh.
Holy smoke.
Take a drink first, so.
Drink of what?
We have some proposed motions from the Coffee County Housing Authority for real estate mortgage releases. So the first one, I would move upon the request of the Coffee County Housing Authority Board to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the real estate mortgage release, acknowledging satisfaction in full debt secured by Lori S.A. Brown, a tract commencing at the northeast corner of Block 13 of McFadden's, 3rd addition to the city of Waverly, thence south 100 feet, thence west 150 feet, thence north 100 feet, thence east 150 feet to the place of beginning, Coffee County, Kansas. The volume and page of the mortgage is recorded in book volume M313, page 3 and 4 of the records of the Register of Deeds for Coffee County, Kansas.
I'll second. You did make a motion.
Yeah, you
I'll make the
Well, I
motion.
thought, I'm sure.
I made the motion, Steve seconded.
No, I thought you had that.
I'm not reading it again. Okay, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That passes 4-0. Okay, I would entertain a motion upon the request of the Coffee County Housing Authority Board to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the real estate mortgage release acknowledging satisfaction in full debt secured by Robert C. Coulter and Letha L. Coulter, Lot 2 in the north 120 feet of adjoining vacated alley in lots 3, 4, and 5, all in Block 140 in the city of Burlington, Coffee County, Kansas. The volume and page of the mortgage is recorded in book volume M310, pages 268 and 269 of the records of the Register of Deeds for Coffee County, Kansas.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thompson moved, McCurry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. And the last one. I'd entertain a motion upon the request of the Coffee County Housing Authority Board to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the real estate mortgage release acknowledging satisfaction in full debt secured by Jordan Stone, a tract beginning at a point on the southerly line of First Avenue, Gridley, Kansas, extended 312 7/10 feet from the westerly line of Stukey Street, Gridley, Kansas, then south 50 degrees east 400 feet to the north line of the AT&SF Railroad right-of-way, thence westerly along the railroad right-of-way, south 37 degrees 15 feet, west 58 feet, thence northwesterly north 50 degrees west 233 feet, thence easterly north 37 degrees 15 feet east 8 feet, thence northwesterly north 50 degrees west 167 feet to the southerly line of First Avenue, Gridley, Kansas, thence northeasterly along said southerly line of First Avenue 50 feet to the place of beginning. Also, a part of lots 3 and 4 in Block 1 of Myers addition to the city of Gridley, Kansas, described as follows. Commencing at the northwesterly end of said lot 3, 37 and 7/10 feet from the northeast corner thereof, thence southwesterly along the northwesterly end of said lots 3 and 4, 75 feet, thence southwesterly parallel with Stupy Street, 400 feet to the railroad right-of-way, thence northeasterly along the right-of-way 75 feet, thence southeasterly parallel with Stupy Street, 400 feet to the place of beginning. The same being located upon a part of the east half of the northeast quarter of Section 32, Township 22, Range 14, east of the 6th principal meridian, Coffee County, Kansas. The volume and page of the mortgage is recorded in book volume M313, pages 291 through 293 of the records of the Register of Deeds of Coffee County, Kansas.
I'll move. Second.
Thompson moved. McCreary second. Sorry. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That passes 4-0. And so, like, Gridley says cattywampus. That's what. Okay. Okay, that brings us to Road and Bridge Superintendent Ryan Durst.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
We got a few things today, so we'll try to make up a little bit for being short last week. First, motions I have is just for going out for bid for some asphalt projects for this year. And so here we have three different projects. The first one would be for some asphalt, Second Road, Angus to Emmer. Be the first motion.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to request to solicit sealed bids for A2602-C hot mix asphalt project, approximately 4 miles of 2-inch hot mix overlay on Second Road, Angus Road to Emmer Road. Funds to be paid from the general fund, Public Works asphalt line item.
I'll move.
I'll second that.
Okay, McCurry moved, seconded by Thompson.
Be south of Gridley, St. Louis Road, Second Road.
Okay, St. Louis,
Yep.
that's what I was trying to
Yep.
think there. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
They opposed? That passes 4-0.
Thank you. The next one would be 12th Road going west out of Burlington here, over to Emmer, from Emmer to Lynx. It'll be approximately 7 miles on that project.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to request to solicit sealed bids for A2603-C hot mix asphalt project, approximately 7 miles of 2-inch hot mix overlay on 12th Road from Emmer Road to Lynx Road. Funds to be paid from the general fund, Public Works asphalt line item. I'll second. Barker moved. Peterson second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0.
All right, thank you. The next one would be for asphalt on 16th Road from Trefoil going east of the county line at Yearling. So it's roughly 5 miles on that one.
Okay, to entertain a motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to request to solicit sealed bids for A 2604-C hot mix asphalt project, approximately 5 miles of 2-inch hot mix overlay on 16th Road from Trefoil Road north to Yearling Road. Funds to be paid from the General Fund Public Works asphalt line item.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Curry moved, seconded by Barker. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? That passes 4-0.
Trefoil North, should that be Trefoil East to?
Well, Trefoil Road north, that's just
Oh,
because
okay,
there's also a
okay.
Trefoil Road that goes south, so that's, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Trefoil, parentheses north.
Yeah.
I understand.
It sounds, yeah. When I said it, it sounds.
Okay, next, advertised to hire for a truck driver. So this was, we had an employee left several months ago, went to work for the city. So we've had an in-house employee that's been kind of filling this position for the last several months. Decided to go a different direction with that, so he's going back to his old job. I didn't officially fill that, just we were doing a trial, see if that's something he wanted to do. So it's been decided he's going back to what he was doing. So now just want to advertise to hire and see if we can find a truck driver.
Okay. I will move, based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent, to hire one CDL truck driver. No new position is being added. This request will fill a current vacant position within the department.
Second that.
Okay. Thompson seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That passes 4-0.
Alright, thank you. Next, I don't think I got that set up either, but so I got a retirement coming up, employee, Terry Fisher. So his last working day is going to be the end of this month, and I think he's got some vacation he's going to be using after that.
How long has Terry been on?
I don't recall, about the same time as me, so pushing 20 years, I think. But yeah, so he's the crew supervisor, the foreman of our dirt crew. So that's, coming up. He let us know about that, and he's been talking to me since about the first of the year, kind of letting me know what was going on there. But I would like to go ahead and move forward with filling his position, in-house only. Typically with those supervisors' positions, there's going to be some moving around, and it'll take some time before we wind up with an open job that we'll have to go outside and get somebody in. But the first step is filling his position and doing all the shuffling around in-house, and that's going to take a little time. So, motion here just to go ahead and move forward with filling that position if you guys are okay with that.
Okay, I would entertain a motion based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Superintendent to hire one crew supervisor in-house. No new position is being added. This request will fill an upcoming vacant position within the department due to retirement.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Okay, McCurry moved, Barker seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Well, I believe we're ready for the roof property survey. So, got this sent to me yesterday.
I'll put that on there.
Oh, yeah. So this would be with Steve Brodmer, what we come up with. So the one thing that's changed since last week, or when I brought that last map, is the east line has moved 33 foot to the east to include all the trees there. And then if you look at the northeast corner, We actually brought that to the south some, and that's gonna help accommodate for a crossing, basically from one property to the north property there, crossing through that waterway to help accommodate that. Looks like it comes up to be 71.65 acres in total there. This is what they have figured, and they're planning on setting pins tomorrow, weather cooperating, I believe, so.
Yeah, I happened to be in the office on some other business, and Ryan and I went up there, and as, you know, we talked about before, where we're further north there, where this crossing is really flat and swampy in there, and this is Ryan's idea, by moving that a little further south, there's just a nice gradual dip there that's good, native sod, that if there was a problem, it would just.
Be minimal work.
Yeah, one load of rock would, but there's no problem now, it's good solid sod, but if it ever got tracked up, it wouldn't take much to fix it, so I think that didn't feel like that was anything, you know, off of this property, and made that other much better.
That looks good.
So, yeah, so if you guys are good with that, they'll go ahead and get the pin set tomorrow, and we'll get this survey filed.
That'd be great.
That's fine.
That's good.
That's good. Do we need to take any action? Or,
I'm always about a paper trail.
I know.
I think since you're changing the original,
Oh,
whatever you want to call it, with the house and the shop, which is a rectangle, into that would be a jagged rectangle, it probably wouldn't hurt to have it formally in the minutes with an approval to modify that tract of land, maybe just adopt what's in the very top north property, modifying the house and the shop to include, and then a tract of 71.65 in total in the southeast and southwest quarters of section 10, township 19 south, range 15 east. Then this will need to then go with Angie, so if someone wants to make a request for an open record, they can.
Okay.
So you're saying in the motion, just include what the wording at the top, you don't need to worry about the boundary description.
No, because this,
This will be filed with registry of deeds.
yeah, but this is,
Just talking about,
Yeah.
this is just memorializing it for
It's
record keeping purposes, in case
Action.
somebody watches this and are like, what in the world happened? But it's one of the benefits of YouTube.
Yep.
okay, so how, do you have a suggestion how to start the motion?
Move to approve, or what are we saying? Move to authorize and direct the road and bridge superintendent to set pins at attractive, that,
That's the way to word this.
This is it's a modification to, what would they call it, the surveyor call it, it's a adjustment, an amendment to the property description. I mean, it's for the north property, so people will know what the north property is, commonly known as 1, 2, 3, 4 Highway,
Old Highway.
Old Highway 50, Levo. And it's I guess, a revision to the property description.
To be disposed of, or,
Well, that'll come later once we
because
put notice out. This just modifying the property description that
But-
We're not changing the whole property, but
Right.
Oh, the whole north property.
Okay.
And we can do this next week too. 'Cause this, the wording may be,
So you want me to take it out?
Well,
But if you did,
go ahead and do whatever you want to see.
I know the first
Yeah.
line needs changed because it's kind of a duplication of wording.
would you put the boundary description within that, on the right-hand side of this page, there's a boundary description, would you put that in?
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
yeah.
but if someone said it's not for the entire thing, it's just for the.
Well, that's the thing, is that we're not changing the description for the whole property,
This is just
we're
for,
surveying out a tract to be sold.
Yeah.
I don't think that describes it quite accurately myself.
I mean, you could hold off till next week on this, it's not gonna slow us setting pins or anything.
No,
We can go ahead and do
I
that.
just mean of how, you
That
know,
way we know, and that way you guys know it's worded how it needs to be.
okay, you are just saying the tract is 71 acres, okay. That'll describe it better then. You see what I mean before, we're just saying the address, well, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing, but this specifies a certain tract.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think so the original tract that includes the house and the shop, it got done and I'm not sure there's this type of thing, so someone can come back and
Yeah.
pinpoint when it happened, so that's my only,
My recollection is that wasn't a board action that caused that to be, the original tract to be surveyed out, but
so,
that's the way I recall.
so when the board's doing it, I think there probably needs to be the paper trail, so if someone wants to go back and say, which board did this, did they
Yeah.
approve it, was it, that's my only.
Oh, I see,
Yeah.
okay.
so,
Would you need an of put in there, Angie, or something to accept the modifying of the property?
Sure.
so does that motion sound okay? I mean, we wanna go ahead and go with that motion or modify it, or just wait till next week?
Let's wait until next week, just to be safe. It's probably, since it doesn't have to be done today.
Don't have to throw it away, it's,
Okay.
It's,
you're already gonna get started.
I keep it,
Leave
because
it
that's a
and
good,
then-
a good
Yeah.
start.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Just wanna make sure we do it right and keep moving forward. So, okay. Any other discussion on that, north property, are we okay? All right, go ahead.
So the mowing, Wade reached out to me last week, maybe you guys are inquiring about the bids that we received for the county mowing spots. So I reached out to all four of those that put in bids, we've received one price back so far. So we'll see who gets back with us this week, and then I'll let you guys have that information next Monday, so you can decide what you wanna do on the mowing up there.
Okay.
Very good.
Because it probably needs mowed, doesn't it?
It will definitely by next week.
Yeah, it was in pretty
Probably
good
already
shape.
needs
Yeah,
to.
it was not bad.
I've already moved 4 times at my house.
Oh my,
It's
you
getting
live
ready
in town. No,
for punishment.
so next, the time of year for the 2025 county annual report. I sent that, I think I sent that up, but here's just kind of the meat and potatoes we'll talk through a little bit.
You're gonna have
you gotta take it on you.
So this is a report that I'm required to give this board, and then we send this on up to the state, report to the state. The main packet that I sent up had several pages of just kind of defining what maintenance, what qualifies as construction, and just kind of a breakout. And this here is what I submit. So if we go to page 9. Basically, this is just our report for Coffee County for the year 2025. Our county unit, line 2, our annual road and bridge operating budget for 2025 was $11,473,463. And the extra funds that we got on some of that, that $62,000 is a revolving fund exchange. It's just a program, federal fund exchange that they give you back a certain amount of dollars that you spend on work, basically. So that's that. 49 employees, then there's roads maintained, 1,200 miles, 228 asphalt, 962 gravel, and 10 earth miles. Our major maintenance work last year was 49 miles of chip seal, 12 miles of overlays, and then gravel replacement miles, we completed 50. So basically those, if you added 400 tons of gravel or more to a mile, that counts as a gravel replacement project there. Construction, major construction projects. We had the 75 turn lanes project last year, and then we had 5 culverts that were over the size of a 25-foot square opening. So those are rather large crossroad culverts. Page 10. The maintenance cost for the county last year on asphalt roads, we spent $5.1 million. And on asphalt, gravel, a little less than 4. And a little bit of bridge maintenance, about $25,000. So total maintenance cost of $9 million. The construction projects, the 75 turn lanes and culverts, it's $980,000.
So Ryan, like on the gravel and earth road maintenance, would that include
So
the
that's-
cost of the blade and the
Yeah,
operator and
that's
everything?
the operator, that's the equipment, that's, I mean, the gravel roads, it's also any crossroads, any maintenance, any replacements, it's signs, yeah,
Okay.
anything
That's just
we,
what I'm wondering.
everything we do on a gravel road is tied into that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. On 13, that's the culvert construction on those 5 culverts. Total construction cost, a little less than 1.2 million there. So we have our total maintenance, total construction, then our overhead and administration. And so that's office work, supervision, paid PTO, training and inspection, snow and ice control. That's all of our equipment, maintenance and repairs, purchases, any purchases there. I mean, that's a gist of what that is. So that's like 2.2. So total county cost for 2025 is $12,478,200.03 that we spent for maintenance and construction. So this will get submitted to the state, and then you can actually get on there and they compile a report. I think the most current one they have is up to 2023. They might have 24s done, but you can get on there and they'll do it. Have all the counties listed in there. We do a pretty good job of tracking our cost. You know, some counties I don't. You know, it's all as good as the information that they have and they submit. So.
So where exactly can this be found at the state?
KDOT, and then if you would go to county engineers annual report, just as a Google search, it would narrow it down to that.
All right, thank you.
So there was that. Then I'm gonna hand these 2026 construction project books I'll just hand these out today, and then I'll plan on discussing this next week. Give you guys a chance to look through these, and if you have any questions or comments on it. Just a brief recap also of 2025 after going through the annual report. So we issued 225 work orders, and so of those, 125 are for routine county maintenance, including the chip and fall seal and the asphalt, the full gravel miles. We replaced over 35 crossroads, had over 25 structures that we perform maintenance to. Snow and ice last year was kind of a small year for us, thankfully, but we had 10 days total that we dealt with snow and ice. We had 100 work orders that were for public request. So 67 of those were for new or replaced entrance culverts, and 33 were for erosion, tree removal, ditch cleaning, etc. Outside of these work orders, there were multiple signs replaced and updated, over 6,000 lane miles mowed, routine maintenance of gravel roads, and all the repair and maintenance. I know there's a lot more that we've done that's not listed there, but that's just a brief overview. So that was,
You are making it for last week.
well, like I say, I thought it'd be good to give you guys a chance to look through these through this week, and then I'll go through it in a little more detail next week.
That'd be great.
So,
A lot of information there.
yeah, there's a lot of work goes into putting these books together, so. So that's what I had for today.
Any questions for Ryan? Appreciate all you do.
Yeah, all right, you guys have a great week.
Thank you.
Right, you too. Okay. Roll over a half hour. And we'll go over CP5 stuff now, or then we got that scheduled for 10, but we're ahead. Or do we want to do, I guess we got stuff to sign, we can use up that half hour maybe. Yeah. Okay. I haven't done it yet either, so I'll get it here right away.
Everything.
Good in there.
Yep.
Okay.
and weight everything in there.
Okay.
Pass that around, just.
Is that your one here?
No, this is
Okay.
just, this is on Terry.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That's our first point of interest. Remember now. We're gonna go the whole thing.
Can't remember.
Yeah, well, there are several things that are.
I thought I had.
Do you wanna, we could go ahead and do round table, just, I mean, just knock that out and then end with C25 stuff.
Yeah. That'd be fine. Might be back by then.
Yeah, Wade, do you, if we go ahead and do round table, do you have anything?
Going back to the north property, then communicating and identifying, sending out requests to appraisers. I thought I had 3 once I sent the email out with the map from before we got this, the map that was presented last week, just to give them an idea what the property looked like. One of them responded and indicated they only have a license to perform residential appraisals and cannot, their license would permit them to do that. So I have several new names. I think I have 2 that have agreed to do it. One I know for certain. One I've had telephone correspondence with, but they were going in for some medical procedures and indicated they wouldn't be able to respond, but from my phone conversation with them, they gave the green light. So, I just wanted to give you an idea. There, I'm having someone go out to the house. There were some questions about one of the bathroom toilets to make sure it's up and operational. The pool side's being taken care of, so I think everything's moving along. I just want to get those appraisers up and running. Question for you, and I didn't know this is how, if you go through the court process, when the court appoints 3 appraisers, usually the appraisers, this is my understanding, what I've learned since we last talked, they go out sort of as a team, and then they come back and give their take as a group of 3 on what they feel the appraised value should be. Do you want that process, or do you want it to be individuals, so they each go out there individually and come up with 3 independent appraisals? And this is new for me, because I'm not usually involved in that process.
So we're just wanting an idea of, if we're paying for these appraisals, I think we should have 3 independent appraisals. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, get together and hobnob with it. That's my take on it.
Yeah,
And I think it should be 3 separate, each appraisal should be a separate appraisal, and then we can go from there as a.
Because we want
As
an average, and
we could do an average together that way.
because they're gonna be different, you know,
Yeah.
all 3 is gonna be different. In my mind, it's gonna be, pretty challenging, for the lack of comparables. It's, you know, of what the true value is. The location, the location in my mind's good, it's on paved road, all those things, but it's gonna be challenging, because that's what appraisers typically go by as comparables.
Right.
And so that's gonna be difficult, so I look for them to be different, is what I'm saying.
I'm hoping having 3 individual appraisals, it might be more expedient, because then we don't have to work around each other's schedules to get together, so.
Sure. It got thrown at me, and I didn't know how to respond, because I didn't know that was a thing. So,
Yeah.
but I figured that's what you'd say, but I don't like to move forward without running it by you first. So,
Well, I don't know if they could benefit each other by being there together and point some things out. Maybe that needs to be left up to them individually, though, I don't know.
Well, you still need to contact somebody else, but have, the ones you have contacted, have they given an idea of when they can have the appraisal done by?
I think once we have this was what I was waiting on, an accurate legal description. They wanted that to be able to move forward, and then what that basic agreement with the county would be to perform appraisal services, and I think it's going to be anywhere from, my assumption is $750 to $1,000 per individual. I think that's the going rate. Then they'll need to have access to the property, which that's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's worth our money to spend that, have 3 opinions, and
Try to,
we're talking, that high-value property.
so you are.
So I think it can be done relatively quickly. I just have to get people live on the hook. I know one has, they sent me a message indicating they just need to know if the county wanted to move forward with them, because they're getting booked up, and I said, pencil us in, we'll get the details worked out. The other one, I think, indicated they wouldn't be able to come out until the end of April because of some medical things that were going on. And I indicated that was within reason in the timeline. And now I just have to get that 3rd person on the hook, and I've got some names I'm going to call today.
Sounds good.
All right.
pass it around. Been trying to move quick on this. This is just a draft. I made some changes and sent it back to McGrath, and they've not approved it yet, but I want you to kind of see things are moving. Last week, you had the proposal, and this would be the contract. But I want to make sure they accept it before I have you approve it. In essence, it has a bunch of just what the terms are, that the documents and the information ends up being under ownership of the county. The only thing you'll see in section 1, and it goes on to the top of the very first page, and this is similar, and this must be something that's proprietary to each of the entities that do this. The raw market data is something they keep internally for whatever reason, and it probably has to do with proprietary, their point factoring system. I'm sure they can explain that. They did that the first go around. So if you want to take a look at it, it sort of has the payment structure too, so you don't pay everything up front. There's it's in increments. And I probably need to get clarification on section 5. There's 2 first payments. But, so I'll bring this back to you next week, and if you look at it, have any questions, or you feel I need to ask anything else or get any more clarification, and then the last thing, just to maybe as a something to be thinking about, and decisions will have to be made. You have 2 open positions for the housing authority. The housing authority's kind of put on, I don't want to say put on hold. They have, they sent over their bylaws. I've indicated to the housing authority that this board may want to see things move in a different direction. Is probably a fair way to say it, and get back to the original intent of the housing authority, and even with the potential to relocate their operations into the courthouse if there's available space. I think there likely is. So that would work. What that would mean is working with the housing authority to come up with some adjustments to their bylaws, and this board brainstorming, and at least in a paragraph or 2, putting pen to paper what the vision of this board is for the housing authority, so they know what direction to move in. Is that a fair way to say that? And I think that in all fairness to them, so they know what this board is wanting of them, especially since this board appoints the board through the housing authority. Is that a fair fair way to say that.
I was gonna ask you, do we all have updated copies of the bylaws, their bylaws? If,
There was
I mean, I know they sent them to us, right? I mean, to the county, but to each of the commissioners, have we seen them?
I think there was an email that had an attachment.
and it's even included in, I saw it was on here too, at the very,
Williams.
Oh, yeah, that's where I saw it.
Great copies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like the color stuff like that.
I went looking through my stuff because I knew I had it somewhere, and it was actually on here is where I saw it.
yeah, well, that's what triggered me to bring it up.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, we need to do something soon because number one, I mean, several things. You know, the budget process is coming up and we need to figure out where we're going with this, you know, so they know how to budget or whatever's gonna happen. And I believe they have a lease too. If anything's gonna happen there, their property, then, we need to figure out ahead of time. So I think I would like to have, I don't know what's on the agenda for next week for sure, but I would like to make Housing Authority an agenda item and discuss that.
These are the bylaws from 1993, and that's,
Well, so their bylaws, when they were created by this board, and then, if you remember, we brought their board in, and Lindsay was here not too long ago, and I said, we've got an issue with the bylaws, because certain things from its creation, there's a disconnect somewhere, so they went back and pulled that from what they have, and that probably fills in some of the gaps, but
Right.
sure.
I think we'll probably still need to make some changes to those bylaws going on.
I think for clarification purposes, what you want your intent and vision to be for the housing authority probably needs to be refocused, and if those bylaws need to be adjusted or changed, I have requested from the housing authority what their location, if they're on a lease, so I have that information. I think their lease is gonna be up in August.
On the building.
So what they pay per month and that kind of thing.
She said there's another year.
No, I think it's up this year, if I remember right.
That would be excellent. Yeah, that's gotta be done.
What's that?
This, they get notification about their lease.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's fine. I may have misunderstood you.
So next week, put that on the agenda. Do we want to have that discussion just amongst us, or do we want to have somebody from the housing authority to also discuss that with?
It probably wouldn't hurt to have Lindsay here, because she's the one who said that she's willing to be here. She probably knows the most about what's going on at this point. And can answer questions if you have them, and take things back to that board. What I don't wanna do, they only have 3 board members, and then we end up having a situation where they have to put out notice because they have, in effect, a meeting. And at some point in time, you need to figure out your other 2 board members, what you're gonna do with that, if anything.
I'd like to see her come in, and she could, I mean, we could,
Cause we may have questions during our discussion.
yeah, and then maybe she could, maybe she has an idea of of what her vision is. I mean,
Well, they came in, what, a month ago?
Right.
And I think it was a discussion, we weren't quite ready for it. We weren't.
No,
I don't think we're quite ready yet. I think we need to have our ideas and our thoughts pulled together, just us, without any interjection from what they want, so it's a give and take. Here's what we want, then bring them in. Where we have all our thoughts together.
Yeah, then
There's five
if
of
they
us.
point something out.
Yeah, because we've got them all together where we can say, this is what we're looking at.
So we can discuss it next week, and then the following week, if we,
That'd probably be better.
I'm curious, like other counties, what, in comparison with what we do, how are other counties handling as far as the housing authority? I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I think it depends on where you are and what county. I think that
Some counties don't have it.
that some places are unique, and there's some places that have sort of a joint housing authority that's combined with the county and the city, but you have a bigger jurisdiction there. So,
might be able to answer some of those questions at, I think it's Thursday, there's a Southeast Kansas elected officials meeting.
Is that in
Can you
your
read
book?
that? It's on Thursday.
Because
I wrote that down, I assume that's the right date and right information.
Because originally, the housing authority was, what was the purpose? I mean, to refurbish, I mean, to help restore housing, or,
if I remember right, I don't have that paperwork in front of me to provide low-income housing opportunities and
well, obviously, everybody had the best intentions when they laid out the first
oh, yes.
the first paperwork, but I guess I'm thinking we need to have a more active role in that, like when things are changed about their paperwork. I don't know that needs to be, or different things that they're responsible to do, like taking out loans and different things.
Right.
I think there needs to be some significant changes to that paperwork. Just my thought.
I think you're on the right track there.
Then you have to define what the role of their board is. I mean, is their board gonna be able to make decisions for them, or?
Right.
And that's why you have a board, so
Yeah,
we're not directly involved.
that's right. That's correct, Paul.
But
I mean, I'm not
but
looking.
if we're gonna make some changes, I mean, we need to figure out what exactly that's gonna be.
Yeah. But if we come up with new guidelines, then whether I'm still here or not, if there's a change needed, then I think that ought to come back to this board and not be something that we make a set of rules and then they can change it on their own, which is the way I understand that it is now. Maybe I'm not correct. They've got to take care of their own operations.
Yeah,
I don't mean that,
Yeah, because we have like a library board that oversees the library, hospital board oversees the hospital, and we don't have any direct say.
Which we shouldn't have.
It's gonna be hard to describe, I guess. There's a lot of things like that are.
Okay, so we want to make sure we get on the agenda next week, Crawford County Housing Authority. It's going to be one of our agenda items. But we're going to discuss that amongst ourselves
Okay.
and possibly at a future date, then have some additional discussion with the director and or a board member maybe.
Do you want,
But next week, we want this county commissioners.
do you want me to put something, so, because they're gonna call as soon as they see it on the agenda and wanna come up, or think they need to be here, do you want me to say something to just,
Well, it's a public meeting, they're welcome to attend.
okay.
So did we want copies of their, did we read them?
The bylaws?
Yeah, the bylaws and paper copies, maybe,
Yeah,
Angie.
Yeah,
Okay.
we might get some paper copies before we leave. Easier to read than,
Yeah,
I would prefer a paper
I would
copy.
too.
yeah, we can, like
It's
Todd
what's on
said,
the-
make notes.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
given it to Casey.
Okay.
She put it on here, so it looks like.
And we can be familiar with that. Okay, do you have anything else, Lee?
I think outside of that for today, that's what I have.
Todd, do you have anything? Wait.
Yeah, I didn't ever get a chance to talk to Heidi, but Angie's here and Wade are here today. This letter came about, Coffee County does not participate, this came back in the middle of March, in, flood insurance is what it's called, National Flood Insurance Program. Has that ever been addressed that you're aware of, Angie?
They have had numerous discussions over the course of 25 years that I've been here. And various commissioners have chosen not to do it. There's some sort of, any way you can talk on it, he asked me directly, so you can talk on what it
Yeah.
means, but I know if something's destroyed, like a home's destroyed, I don't think you can build back, or there's something to it that,
Was objectionable.
yeah.
I remember, I don't know the details on exactly historically what's been said and done, but I remember when they FEMA came through and they were bringing up the new, right when we had the flood in 2019, they had just redone everything. And I believe it was Commissioner Surek who had quite a bit to say on that at the time, because he's a pretty good historian on the flood insurance. And I remember he made some comments that were very compelling against not doing it. So I would encourage you maybe to reach out to him,
I'll
because
do
he
that.
probably knows.
Who was that with?
Bob Surratt.
Oh, Bob.
I'll reach out to him.
And do you remember that, Angie?
Yeah.
I remember he knows quite a bit about it. He had lived it for several years on this board, and I think he had some good comments on why not to go
Yeah,
that route.
he has some points to.
Yeah.
I'll be-
That's the most that I remember on it. I can't
Yeah.
remember why, but that's,
Okay. Well, we never seem like every time we get together, we haven't had a chance to get everybody together to visit about it. And I think Mark suggested maybe we could talk to Heidi about it or something, that you might have some knowledge about. I don't know, but I'll check with him and see what his thoughts are. Because if they're gonna, put restrictions on you or something, if you have the insurance, I don't like inviting federal government restrictions if we don't have to. Just
if I remember right, he actually, sitting in that middle seat, gave an example and said something to the effect that if you were part of that program and blood took something out, that you wouldn't be able to go back on it, something else.
Okay. I'll call him.
Anything else, Wade?
I do not have.
You have anything, Steve?
I'm sure I know.
Do I have anything? I mean, I was going to bring up the housing authority. We discussed that quite a bit, so. Angie, do you have anything?
No, I think just if you guys are, there's one other thing. Wade's been copied on an email from Casey on a department wanting an executive session next week regarding personnel matters, it's not elected, I think due to this, so you might wanna figure out,
I
cause they
was
want,
copied on it?
yes, you were copied on the email.
Was it today?
Yes,
Okay, I haven't seen it.
yeah, you probably have it, but anyway, whether you want to wait on that department's changes or move forward with how you want it to be, that's up to you, but I'm just letting you know because you guys wanted a heads up on executive session
Yeah, good.
going forward,
Good.
not just everyone getting an executive session.
Vet it beforehand, see if we actually need an executive session.
Yeah.
Since I'll
Since
take a
you're
look.
copied on it, you wanna try to pursue that, find out a little bit more about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's everybody's got their own idea. My biggest concern is that Wade okays what we're going in for.
Right,
You know,
well, yes.
has a thorough understanding of what we're gonna, because it needs to be restricted to the purpose we're going in for.
I think people have the best of intentions when they think that it's an executive session, an appropriate matter, so.
Well, I'm not implying that, I know myself from being in there, you're talking about something and you're like, okay, well, this pertains to that. You've got to be really careful that you're not getting over in the weeds, as it's commonly referred to in there.
I call it the golf slice.
Yeah.
That slice can, and you just have to rein it back in and
Right.
talk about that, and that's what happens. But sometimes you go in with the best of intentions and somebody talks about things that you have to shut down and redirect them.
Yeah, about my biggest concern for that is that we've got to be careful out here to protect people's privacy about their health and different things like that. So it's a fine line of, do we need to go in or do we not, or, when it involves personal matters, and we've got to be careful on that side of it too. So,
Yep.
it's touchy.
Angie, Thursday, is that spring conference?
Yeah,
Meeting, whatever you call it?
I've got it in my written down, so
Eureka.
Oh, yeah.
Southeast Kansas.
Yeah.
And what time is it?
Let me go back and.
Who else planning on going? I think I'm gonna try to go.
I was gonna try to go.
I
Okay.
don't know that I'll be able to.
April 16th in Eureka, 309 North Oak Street. 8:30 a.m. is the beginning of registration, checking in.
309,
North Oak Street. And
and what time does this start?
8:30.
8:30 for check-in. I think meetings start about 10 o'clock,
10?
usually. Unless they're doing something different, I don't know. And then lunch is at noon. So
Okay, next thing on our CP5 is what we're gonna discuss, but, everybody okay with a 5-minute break real quick?
Sure.
I take it you're here for the CP5s. You're not? Do you have something real brief or?
You better let Wade go to the restroom, just let him go.
Well, I'm going
just
too.
a switchman, man.
Yeah, I'm going too. Okay, we'll take a 5-minute break, be back at 10:16.
Angie, what was that?
All right, it's 10:16, we're back in regular session. Sheriff Tom Johnson, what do you have for us today?
Oh, a couple things.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much Wade's talked to you about our elevator service, maintenance.
Yes. Yeah.
So, when we built the building, elevators were put in, TKE elevator service is who the contract was set up with, because that was all put up through Goldberg and everything else. So we are very unhappy, let's put it that way, with TKE. So we've reached out to other entities within the county here that have elevators. and asked them who they're using, who do they like. And a company called Otis and a company called MEI are either from our local here, have places in Lawrence or Topeka or Olathe or whatever. So we kind of looked at those two companies and reported that to Wade to look at. So, gentlemen, we do not want to stay in that. We do not want to stay with TPA. We do not. So a decision needs to be made by you, I guess, of who you want to come in and do the elevator service. Whether, and we've asked these companies, you know, we have elevators in both buildings. There's no use of having one here and one over there. We need to all be together, I would assume. So just to let you know, I mean, those were forwarded to Wade, who we recommended, the two we recommended. And as far as we don't care who you choose.
Do you have a contract now with the folks at
He's going to be over in 60 days.
Okay.
So,
Who do we contract for with the courthouse elevators?
shouldn't have asked. Barb told us.
Is it Thiessen?
Pardon me?
Thiessen?
Is it one of these two that you, was it Otis or MEI? It's not.
I don't believe so. So we've talked to Barb and said, hey, what do you want? Of course, Barb says, I don't care who comes. She's had some people that have came here that are fine, and again, I don't care who you get. They can't be any worse than what we have now. That's how bad this is. When people show up and they've got their phones FaceTiming, leave that alone. Is that what you're telling me to do? Okay, I'll leave that alone.
We'll just take your word that.
Thank you very much.
You're dissatisfied.
Thank you. Yes, sir, we're dissatisfied. Anyway, so that's put to you guys, and you can take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Which of these two are you?
Doesn't matter, we don't know them.
So this PKE, is that what you said?
T is in Tom, TKE.
Okay. Okay. Were they involved initially? Were they part of the, connected to the company that built or installed the elevators?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but they're not exclusive dealer for these elevators or anything?
No, these other companies do our elevators, we've asked that ahead of time.
Okay.
So
yeah.
they can work on our elevators.
Their parts and everything's accessible to these other maintenance companies?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is there any legal recourse that we can do, means you're not getting the service you need?
I doubt that. They've been paying.
I think the summary is maybe just to close it out, move on. There's been a communication issue between the county and PKE. The county is choosing to go in a different direction. PKE is a name out there, has elevator service, has for a period of time, and does quality work across the board, but for what the county is looking for and the needs of the county is looking for a different vendor to provide service to the county. And I think, for me, that's a pretty good summary.
More politically correct.
Perfect. That's perfect. Thanks for Tom.
That's what Tom was thinking.
That's exactly correct. That's the wording I was going to use. Okay.
Exact wording?
Exactly. So, second thing. So, I said 5 years ago that I would never, ever want to employ cooks in my kitchen. That I didn't want that process, didn't want to have to, at the last minute, get somebody in because somebody was sick and everything else. I've tried, since we've opened this facility, to make that kitchen service run as smooth as possible. and I've constantly had to hire people in, people come and go, and needless to say, we are back to making that decision whether we go with a company or whether I try to keep maintaining somebody on staff. We are in a position here that within 30 days, and I'll go into that a little bit later here, so I need to have this system up and running. Benchmark Company is a national company that does food service, kitchen. They already do our phone service, our tablets and everything else in the jail. That's just another thing they do is provide meal service. They will hire everybody, do everything.
Who'd you say that was again, I'm sorry?
Benchmark is the name of the company.
So you would still secure the products and everything? I mean, your sources would be the same?
We get it from them. Benchmark does all of the food service.
Okay.
They have their own warehouses in Oklahoma City.
We presently are getting it from them?
Yes,
Food
we are.
supplies? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand
Yeah.
whether they would be using products that you got from another supplier or what.
So there is that when I asked them to get us some bids, if we don't have to pay salaries and benefits, we're saving a humongous amount by going with this company.
You're saying bringing in an outside entity to run your kitchen's not gonna cost us any more than doing it ourselves?
That's correct. It's actually liable to be cheaper because we don't have the salaries and benefits that we're paying.
So right now, you're getting all your supplies from this Benchmark, correct?
Correct.
So what they would be doing is providing personnel for your kitchens?
And running the entire thing, doing all the, I've got somebody that tells them what we need, does all the ordering. They would do all this. We're already using their dietitians to make sure we have the amount of caloric intake and everything else.
So was there going to be some utilization of inmates?
They're in there right now.
Okay.
They're doing dishes, they're mopping floors, stuff like that.
Would that continue then? if we
Absolutely.
Did this with this
Absolutely.
company?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all they're doing is coming in and basically being cooks, doing the ordering and everything else.
I'd like to see some numbers on that, Tom.
I've got them on my desk. It's all priced. Their billing is per meal.
Is it cooked at our place? or is it
Absolutely it
brought
is.
in?
No, it's cooked here.
It would just, they'd be supplying the help and managing that.
That's correct. And it's all based on price per meal. So it's almost exactly what it's costing me right now. And if I didn't have to pay salaries and benefits, we're going to save money to do this. And again, and that takes it off me of, okay, so-and-so didn't show up, somebody is leaving, now I'm down to 2 cooks working 24 hours, a day to get meals set up, which has happened.
Because you've had pretty good turnover in there, haven't you?
Yep.
Now, where'd you say they were based out of?
Benchmark, they're in Lawrence, Olathe, they've got places Lawrence, they've got places all over Kansas.
Okay.
And they're doing jail service all over the United States and all over Kansas.
So would they have the same problem that we're having here with staffing, or would it come from Lawrence or Oklahoma City?
So they've told us that I have one that's going to leave that first of the month. And so I have 2 here right now. And they've told us that if they want to stay, we're more than happy to incorporate them into our system.
But it would be on Benchmark and not on you, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So for example, our rep that we talk to quite often, he says, listen, if you have somebody that quits tomorrow, I'll be down to cook. He says, I do that someplace, somebody gets COVID and they can't, he said, I brought 3 guys down and we cook for you. That's what you're paying us to do, is manage this kitchen. So we ran the numbers, and I'll be more than happy to bring those up. But I'm telling you, we can actually save money by going with them.
So
Have you talked to other jails that utilize
Yep.
Benchmark?
Yep, sure have, and they're happy with it.
Do we have some local ones that do that?
Pardon me?
Do we have some local jails in the area that do that?
Yes, I think Lyon County, Lynn County, and I think that, Pittsburgh is just one of some bigger ones we've had that are on our jail size.
Okay.
So, I'm curious, I mean, because we've had discussions with Lynn County, you know, but when they initially opened their jail, did they go with this service, or did they try our route where they
Tried our route to hire local to get somebody to come in and do it.
and then they ended up contracting with Benchmark, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I never said I wanted to do that to begin with, and I tried to do it because I wanted to hire local,
Sure.
and I wanted to keep my money local, and I wanted to give some people the opportunity to get employed. Sirs, it's been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare since the day we opened.
Is there a common reason why they don't wanna be here?
I don't know that they don't want to be here. I think that once they get in here, it's just not what they expected. Whether it's, you know, I've had one of them that said they just don't like being around inmates, you know. Okay, I understand that, you know. And others, again, you're in there, maybe with another person a couple hours, there's an overlap, and there's been a clash of, you know, I have somebody to mop a floor and they don't want to mop the floor. So, you know, then they're mad and upset, you know. There's just, you all know it, you've all been employers. It's tough to keep somebody in that low paying job, because it's a low paying job, it's not a high paying job, plus. And so it's just hard to keep somebody in there to work when they feel that they're upset or not being addressed.
What is the starting salary?
Oh, I don't, I 17, 18 bucks,
I
I
was
think.
gonna say 18
Yeah.
something, I think is. what I-
Okay.
So
Well, I
it's,
thought the range we were in, but I didn't know.
so I would really like to move over to Benchmark. We have them do all of our systems and be done with that. So I'll bring some of that to you. The last thing I have is, we got approved for federal inmates as of today. So we filled out the paperwork, they called me on Wednesday. It's alarming when they say U.S. Marshals is here to talk to you. And of course I said, well, if you're gonna take Wade, I'll visit on Sundays. But unfortunately, they did not want to talk to Wade, they wanted to talk to me and said we've been approved. And they would send us the paperwork, and if I could get it back to them, they could think about, you know, in August. And I said, well, as soon as you send it to me, I'm gonna send it right back, you know, we're done with everything we need to do here. She said, well, then why don't we start this May 1st? I'll take it. So as of a few minutes ago, I signed the paperwork and Eric was sending it off. So we will hopefully very shortly start getting some federal inmates in.
So you're open for business?
Sir, we are open for business and the lights on, kind of like Motel 6.
That's great news.
That is great news.
Yeah, so
This,
we'll see what happens with those.
And as a refresher, that's up to 30,
Yes, 30
Up to
inmates,
30
30 always is all we can have.
and that ties to the taxable bonds.
Yeah,
all right.
okay. You need
That's
me to-
great news.
Yeah,
At least
it
you
is.
saved the good news for last.
I was very happy about that, so yeah. Do you need me for anything else?
No, but on the elevator thing, do you have a recommendation on that, or are you gonna? can
I
you
don't,
get-
sir, I don't care whether it's Otis or MEI. They both were highly recommended by
So
other people.
something's gotta be done in, what'd you think, 60 days?
60 days.
60
Something needs
days.
to be done, yeah, in the next 45 to 60 days.
Okay.
So we forwarded our recommendations to Wade to bring to you, but I just thought I'd mention it today while I was here. It's something that needs to be done.
Okay.
And whoever you recommend are servicing the courthouse also?
I'm sorry, Todd, I didn't hear.
Are they servicing the courthouse also?
I don't know the answer to that.
I would think it'd
Barb didn't tell me that. Barb didn't tell you.
be beneficial if they were the same people.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a possibility if they handle it.
We were, he's a little ahead of me, but the idea was gonna be to get somebody in who would service this side and that side, instead of having it split.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And some of the elevator service is a little different than it had been in the past because the state legislature passed some guidelines within the last 2 or 3 years that requires more annual inspections, and then they have to sign off on it, which was different than what it was previously. So there's an added layer to elevators when it comes to inspections and certifications, and we'll get a nasty email or letter from the state saying we didn't do something, and they say not so fast. You did.
Yeah.
But that, when you see the bills come through, if you look, I don't know, 5 years back, they would have been less. But part of the reason why they're less is because the maintenance and expectations have increased, because that's added to the, I think, isn't it the state fire marshal or somebody who's involved?
Yeah.
Been changes or?
Yeah.
Tom, 60 days, is that the year anniversary then, is that?
I'm assuming so, because that's when that system,
I guess it's not going to affect warranty work or anything like that. I mean,
I don't believe it's gonna affect anything.
Maybe help it.
Maybe
Yes,
help.
sir, thank you, so I'm trying to be
We
politically
need to
correct.
look into that for the warranty work side of it. I mean, if you have one totally crap out and we get somebody
In
in.
60 days, wherever it is, that warranty's up anyway.
That
That's what I was
warranty is not built, the whole facility, once it's up in 60 days,
Now, there's several things that are there, for example, let's say the dishwasher, it may be 2 years warranty, but the elevator's had a year warranty on it.
okay.
Right. I guess that's what I was.
Yeah, there's several things, solar system, 2 years, for example, whatever it may be, but the elevator does not, so.
Sure.
We did the building expansion at Leva and Waverly. That was one of the biggest problems we had was with the elevators.
Is that right?
This is a nightmare,
It was.
it's a nightmare.
Do we, on the CP5s, do we have anything we need to
That's what
have
I was
Tom
gonna
for?
ask you.
Just guess they could give us a chance to look at this real quick.
No, that's no problem.
And if we have, since you're here already,
I'm here.
then we can. I know we sent some stuff back to several departments to correct a few things. And just so I know, we're working on finalizing the agreement with McGrath to have them come in just as soon as possible so we can take care
Oh,
of
good,
what
sorry,
we had
Dave.
talked about.
Since you probably don't have your stuff you use with the
Well,
I'm on jail right now, I was just looking at what we had.
Tom, can you refresh my memory on it? When I first started, we got talking about how many people the jail was going to have for the 3 work sessions through the day. And you, at that time, I thought you told me you needed 18 positions.
So 18, well, Goldberg said in the beginning, we need 16 people on the
16 is
floor.
what I'd seen.
16 people on the floor, plus I have 2 supervisors, so it
And
makes 18 total.
Okay, then on this, there's 21. And you've got 2 vacant positions.
So that's counting the 3 kitchen staff.
So which ones we're just trying to figure out on that.
So Stacy Parks, Shelley Duffy, and Scarlett DeSantiago.
I don't have Parks on this one. Oh, there it is, I'm sorry. Santiago.
Then right below her, Shelley Duffy.
Okay, got it. Alright,
In the TRO there, under the jail supervisor, so that's why they're on this list.
and they're all 20s.
I'm not pulling anything over your head, Todd.
I gotta keep you in check.
There's a grade change on one jail employee, correct? Was that due to a promotion
Can you tell me which one?
or rush?
Yes. Moved to supervisor, I believe. Corporal's position, I believe, is actually what it is.
As far as jail goes, I think that was the only question I had on that. So anything on the lake? Yeah, there was one on
Yeah, that guy there didn't get his 6-month step after he was here for his probationary period.
okay, so
Is the lake open year-round?
Year round. Joyce.
So someone has to man the booth there year-round and then go out on the water, let's say in the middle of December if they wanted to.
Yep, they have clothing, I expect them to.
And that's part of the agreement with Wolf Creek that it be manned at all times.
Absolutely. If those gates are open, there's boats on the water, we have to have better people there.
this timer's gonna end up going off here in a little bit, because I keep setting it accidentally.
So do they stagger their times that they're on?
Who's that?
These people that work the lake, if they're only employed 14, 20 hours, how long is their work week then?
Now, I mean, so I have 5 or 6 out there, and they're there from daylight to dark. And so they just work, they're part-time, so they can only work 1,080 hours. So they may work a day and then have 2 days off, or work a day and then have 1 day off. I mean, it's just however their schedule works that they're scheduled to work by Larry Bender, who's supervisor. There's
So
no,
he's part-time also.
that's correct, they're all part-time, there's no full-time people out there. Larry's getting ready to retire, Steve.
Is he?
Finally, he's gonna give it up.
He's been around for a long time.
He has, so, yeah. He said his wife told him it's time for him to be at home.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Anything else, gentlemen? So do I.
Well, I'm looking at the sheriff's office stuff, right, and, I mean, yeah, there's some grade changes there.
Those are,
Should have 2 of those guys that have qualified, met the criteria to move to master deputy. The Lori Dunn and Craig Lawson. I believe the 2.
And they were what, Tom?
They met the criteria to go to deputy, master deputy slot from a regular deputy.
Okay.
now,
Gotta get on the right sheet here.
see, there's a great change on working team. I think a lot of these are dispatchers.
Yep,
Okay.
gone to dispatch 2, met the criteria to go dispatch 2.
So you have what, 1, 2,
So,
3,
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you've got 2 vacant FT deputies here that moved from 40-1 to 40-2. Is that just to try to keep them in line?
That's to keep them in line, so if we do hire and get them hired, they're already at that next step, so we can budget correctly for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not giving ghost raises, but yeah, it seems like that.
Yeah.
Dispatcher 1 to dispatcher 2, how many years do they have to have, or what's that criteria?
I think it's 2 years, and then they have to have certification. People move up to that next step, some type of, whether it be their emergency dispatching, whether it be, some of them are instructors in the system that we use, some of them are EMD, which is the emergency medical dispatcher, maybe they're qualified for that, and they do other training.
So, that goes along with continuing education
For dispatch, absolutely.
for that,
So it keeps our liability down, you know as well as anybody. There's only so much time that you can take to dispatch something. There's only so much time that you can, and all of that criteria is set by national standards. So we try to meet those national standards. Whether it be for training, whether it be for CPR, whatever, all that's a liability. If we don't have that, we want to be able to say, listen, our people are trained to do this, and certified to do it. And so that's why we put them all through that.
I don't believe I have any other questions for Tom.
I don't either.
Appreciate you answering.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Helps clarify for everyone, here and
Nope,
everywhere else.
that's what I'm here for. I got nothing to hide.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down and dance and shake now, since we're gonna have some federal inmates here, maybe, so. I'll go down. You see,
And that was good news.
you see me on camera dancing and shake, that's what it's for, okay?
And be careful or you'll have a deal on your knee like I got.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
Take care, Tom.
Yeah, see you guys later.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I'm gonna start from the beginning again, I guess.
Okay, I do have one from Health Department that had an updated one. They just got
No.
it to me.
Now, the first one, Fraser, that what?
Yeah, that's the one that,
One.
we're not gonna have any update on.
Okay.
So, I mean, you guys can,
So those all,
we'll wait on health till we get there.
okay.
I won't confuse you.
Okay.
Wait on
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna not jump around, we're just gonna move through here.
So we,
Do that when we get to it then.
Attorney, we never had any questions on that, did we?
nope, well, I didn't.
Clerk. I don't believe you had any questions there either.
Nope.
Commissioners, nothing's changed there. Counselor. We were okay there as well.
Yes.
No questions. Economic development. Believe we were okay there.
Had any concerns, either?
9, election. I don't have anything noted there, so
I didn't really do that.
10, emergency management.
That one had questions, I believe, but I think it's been updated.
Yeah, I had
Mhm.
had 2 things there, but let me see. That had to do with the time frame. The step.
Yeah. Right, and that's been updated.
That's updated, okay.
Okay. 11, health and, okay, that's what you have an update for on health?
Yeah. So just put that one on, cross through the top page and I'll bring you, you can put in. I'm getting my fingers to separate. Yeah, I don't.
Thank you.
Change on this front page?
I don't see it.
Oh, there's your, okay.
This one, Commissioner gave 14 services. You got that.
Okay, okay. That's what I, so these are the same, aren't they?
So basically, the changes were just one step. Limited to one step.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And Angie, I asked this question before, and I think Casey tried to explain it, but like on this sheet here, when they have, this is the health department,
Right,
and they've got KP&F, there's figures in there for KP&F.
yeah. I think some departments don't realize that that's just for sheriff and jail only. And honestly, I'm just being honest with you here, this front sheet has really never been utilized in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's a bunch of numbers put together to estimate, you know, what numbers are, but what we're really looking at is the second page of step.
Okay.
So that front sheet,
So that's nothing to be concerned
no,
about.
no. Because,
Technically, it shouldn't be there, but it's.
well, it's a generic form.
Okay.
The form is used for all departments, but some might have got confused that they thought they had to put something there for capers,
Yeah, oh,
and
and cappers.
they don't,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay, well, thank you for that
Yep.
explanation. Okay, 12, highway, you guys might be ahead of me. I don't know.
No,
We had no, just,
I don't think we had anything there, did we?
I don't know
I
anything
didn't
more.
see anything.
Yeah. And we just did jail, right?
So janitorial maintenance. Well, and that one was reflected on the motion we did earlier today.
Yes, right, yes, but,
On the-
janitorial,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the lady-
We did lake. Noxious weed. I don't believe we had any concerns there.
Crayon marks on that.
Planning and zoning, no concerns there. Recycling. Yeah, recycling, the only thing we asked them to do was
They changed.
the proposed step was blank and now they have them filled in, so
That was, that,
Yeah.
everything looks okay there.
who was that on?
Recycling.
recycling.
The initial form didn't have any proposed step,
Okay,
but the new one does, so.
okay.
Register of deeds. I would jump in there, 2 steps.
On register deeds or?
25, 5, 7.
Oh,
Yeah, we got the corrected form on them, where it's limited, it's only 1 step.
Yeah, this one I've got, this one you're talking about, 75, 6.
Yeah, so that's been corrected, appears to be okay. Sheriff just went through that. Technology. We were okay there.
I believe so.
And then treasurer. Believe everything was okay there also. Okay.
Dang.
Anybody have any concerns or?
Did we skip the appraiser, what was the deal there?
No, that's the one we don't have, and,
is that the one?
she's not here today.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay. If we didn't
So I-
hear anything back,
So I guess that's what we're gonna discuss next week on,
that's the only one we have left then, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, on the Fraser side.
is that next week, is that what you guys have,
What is this?
appraiser?
Well, we should be able to get everyone else entered. And then we can have, once you get that decided, if we could do it quickly in the morning, we could get the resolution ready so we could start entering.
That would still work for you then?
It would, if we could actually start entering, if we're good with everything else, we can start entering all now.
Have the other done?
'Cause
And
on-
then-
on that one, it was just this one. It was like-
That's the only one that's the
On
issue.
that, in the two here, well, I'm already did my recommendation. Okay. So basically, once we take care of appraiser next week, then we'll pass a resolution.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and probably
So
you can go ahead and start your,
entering and getting things, because we've got,
We don't need to do anything
99%
today
of it.
with this.
no, I think we can go ahead and then, once we get the appraisers, enter those
because
last
that's the
few,
last one.
and start keying in payroll. Yeah.
Okay.
So you had no issues on any, with the correction?
No, I think we're good with all the corrections.
Yeah, all the corrections and everything, that's all we have.
I mean, nobody wanted to talk to us, right?
Yeah, live.
Just corrections, all.
Okay,
Have a concern about it.
we'll get that going.
Awesome. Do you have something on this?
One thing, security had stopped in last week, and they had requested to use just on the inside of the room across the hall to have a computer and then put their lockers there. Outside of Mondays, I don't see an issue with that. They have certain things that they do that they probably need to, Mike Tweet's the main one who will be there, will be working on some things on the computer. They have what I call busy work that they do to keep us in line on some warrant issues. I know that's one thing that he does, but if you have an issue with that, it'd just be that right inside
You
that
said
door.
lockers too, talking about the lockers they have down there right now? Talking about moving those, or?
Yeah.
Are you talking something else?
No, just those lockers down there. I mean, they have, to make it look more tidy down there.
And this one straight across the hall, that.
Yep, just right inside on the other side of the glass door. And it won't, you'll still have access to it, it'll just be a place for them to go.
I don't know, what's the door behind where they set out there?
The court.
That goes straight into the court?
Yep, that's where probation,
Okay.
probation is immediately to the right, court services, and then go through, you get into the district court clerk's office, there's a door to the right where actually Judge Wine, Judge Reynolds, and the administrative assistant are temporarily housed. That room will become community corrections. I think that's where they're gonna put them right now, community corrections is in down hiding. So, trying to house everybody all
I
together.
don't think it'd be a problem if Tripp doesn't mind that we stomp through there on Mondays.
Yeah. Nope, I already mentioned that.
So it'd be in comparison to where they're at now, even if we're walking through there, it'd be much more,
Yeah.
better environment.
Just need a place where they can have a computer, and if they're working on something, it's kind of like me, if you can kind of be out of sight, where you can get some focus.
Surely they've got, cable links there, right, in that office?
Yep. So, before I gave the green light, I wanted to make sure you were okay with it. And it makes sense, they're just right down on the bottom of the
Yeah.
stairs.
All right, do we have anything else? None. I believe we can go ahead and adjourn. Very good this week. Adjourn at 11 o'clock.
Wow. Wow, you don't see that very often.
No. We didn't have CP files there, things we